Bundaran HI.
Glenn Fredly. He was a legendary Indonesian musician beloved by many. He is known for his voice and hit songs that remain popular to this day, such as Januari, Kasih Putih, Terserah, and many more. Glenn began his professional singing career in 1995 as a vocalist for the band Funk Section after graduating from high school. 3 years after his debut, Glenn started his solo career by releasing an album titled Glenn, which featured 8 songs including 3 of his signature hits, Kau, Cukup Sudah, and Mobil Mama. Glenn Fredly passed away on April 8, 2020, after battling meningitis at the age of 44, leaving behind a lasting legacy and his timeless music continues to be cherished by many. He is survived by his wife Mutia Ayu and their daughter Gewa, who was only 40 days old at the time of his passing.
Gue tuh ngeliat lu lebih dari sekedar penyanyi.
In remembrance of his contributions, Damn I Love Indonesia Pictures produced a film titled Glenn Fredly the Movie, which depicts the life journey of the musician. It is set to premiere on April 25th.
Lu tuh menjadi sinar. Tapi sinar lu malah membakar orang-orang sekitar lu.
Today is April the 8th, and it marks a somber day for music lovers here in Indonesia, and it has exactly been 4 years since the Indonesian music scene lost Glenn Fredly. So today we will further discuss Glenn Fredly and his legacy on Movie Talk through the latest film, which will be released soon, Glenn Fredly, the movie.
Yes, joining us is the actor who is playing or portraying Glenn Fredly in the biopic film, Marthino Leo. Good morning, Marthino. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's super morning.
It's early.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, gosh, 8th of April, 4 years ago, was surreal for Glenn Fredly's fans because suddenly he left all of us. So, you know, as a fellow Indonesian as well, I mean, how do you feel playing Glenn Fredly, and what was the process of you embracing or being Glenn in this film?
Yeah, how do I feel? I felt pressured. I mean, the first time when they offered me the job, I actually wanted to like, how about you use this actor? You know? But Mas Lukman Sardi, he told me, no, it has to be you. And then the family chose you, the producers chose you, and I choose you. So I think you're the only one who is capable of doing this. And I was like, don't put me on the spot, Mas, come on. But I just gave in and surrendered. And I trusted Mas Lukman, I trusted the family and their vision of, their vision of showing the human side of Glenn Fredly, because everyone knows him as a star, but none of them knows him. Well, not a lot of people that really knows him.
Yeah, yeah. And how did you get into the character? How long was your process?
It was about 2.5 months. I interviewed more than 30 people, I guess. 30 people, all of his friends, family, manager. Yeah, that was my process.
Yeah, that was your research.
I just, you know.
You mentioned a fun fact before we came on air.
Yeah.
Because we asked you if you've personally known Glenn, but you actually mentioned a fun fact that neither of us knew, and I don't think a lot of our viewers know as well. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so Glenn Fredly being him, he made his birthday he celebrated his birthday by creating a concert. It's called Konser Tanda Mata.
Okay.
When he celebrated senior musicians.
Yes, yes, yes.
On that particular concert, we were celebrating and commemorating the works of the legendary Iwan Fals.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I was called there to host the show along with Mas Lukman. I bombed. I'm not. I really did. But yeah, and then one of Glenn Fredly's sisters,
Yeah.
Kauchi, came up to me
Yeah.
and asked me, "Do you have a big brother named Ego?" And I said, "Yes, I do." Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
What? We're related. How? Well, back then, Glenn Fredly took my big brother to Kauchi's house and said that we're related by da-da-da and explained the whole thing.
Wow.
I have a younger brother and his name is Leo, but he's not in the music industry.
Right.
He's in the film industry. Oh, okay. Well, my big brother, he was in the music industry.
Right. Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that weird, right? So you're actually all part of the same family.
Yeah,
tree.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Serendipity. And now,
Yep.
you know, you're portraying Glenn Fredly.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
during your 2.5 months research, interviewing all of his loved ones, people who are close to him, what sort of insightful things that you found about Glenn
Oh, he
you
is,
didn't know before?
he's a strong guy, you know. Every time he came up to a problem, he never shared it with anyone. He kept it to himself. He looked for the solution by himself. And once that problem is resolved, then he explained to the people, I'm sorry, last night, last time I was a little bit, I have things.
A little bit off.
Oh, yeah, a little bit off.
Yeah.
I had a lot of things on my plate. But I think that is one of the reasons why his karya tu apa ya?
His work.
Body of work.
His work is that powerful.
Yeah.
He didn't waste the energy to share it to someone else. He just threw it all in a song.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then after that, when it's all done,
Yeah.
we can all enjoy his work.
Yeah.
I think that goes like to the mindset, like no excuses. You know, I don't want
Yeah.
to make excuses for anything up front. I'll just get through it first and make sure that it's successful, and then that way I can explain it later
Yep.
where it has no bearing on the final result. What part of playing Glenn did you find most challenging?
Every part. Because
I mean, he's such a character, right? Like if you know Glenn, like I know Glenn, like he's just such a character. It would be very challenging
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
him,
yeah.
right?
every part is just being that guy.
He's intense, right?
Yeah, he's
His energy, like when you're with
Well-
him, he's intense.
he's very friendly
Yes.
and humble, and
Yeah.
he's just like this fluffy guy that hey,
Energy,
Yes.
he exudes energy.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
and me just trying to match that. Oh my God, it's so it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yes. So how did you overcome it? Whenever sometimes an actor, when they play someone who's so influential and the personality is so big, you can't help but doubt yourself sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how did you overcome that so that you can perform on set?
Surrender. Whatever
Surrender.
happens, just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think was most key to giving you the insights? I mean, you mentioned, you interviewed so many people in regards to the people, his loved ones, people that knew him from the industry. What do you think was the key for you really understanding who Glenn was in order for you to really embody this role in the way it should have been?
The key, that would be Mbak Ika.
Okay.
Mbak Ika is one of Glenn's road manager. I mean, she's been with Bung since 03, I think, 03 or 04.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time with her, like just talking it out. What did he do? What are his flaws? What are his
Mannerisms, like little
mannerisms
things.
like that? Yeah, she would. But his wife is also.
Of course.
Bayu.
Yeah, but you.
What did she say? What was?
She was very helpful. I mean, she lent me Bung's hat She lent me his jacket,
Right.
all of his clothes, just to like, you know, when people they get nervous, they have these tics that
Yep.
Yeah.
So I really inspected his jacket. Did he like scratch his pocket?
Right.
Right.
The things that you can't see on camera. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, no, he didn't have anything. Really? Yeah. He's that collected.
Wow.
Amazing for somebody that has to face constant, like huge crowds and pressure all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Shows that he was really in control of himself.
Yeah, exactly. What's your recollection of Glenn, Paul?
I remember the last time I ran into him was, I believe, 2018. He came to a party that it was an old school party, so it was old music, R&B music, and which he obviously loved.
yeah.
He came and he was just part of the crowd. I remember he came to each and every one of us, and he was like, "Wow, I haven't been to a party that played this kind of music in years. It's so good to be here." And I'm like, "Hey, can we get an interview for our documentary? We're making a little kind of like behind the scenes video of the party, and then we were
Right.
going to edit later on."
Yeah.
I still have it on my phone, the interview, because I did the interview with him. And I remember, and it was that when you said like that energy,
Yeah.
that's what I felt. When I
Right.
interviewed him, it was like, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came, and he didn't make it about him. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, Glenn Fredly showed up." No, he made it like, "I'm just part of the many happy people that came here to appreciate you guys."
Yeah.
So I don't, for me, it takes a special skill for somebody that talented and with that much charisma and aura to kind of make it, like, contain it and kind of pass it on to somebody else. And I
Yeah.
remember I've saved that video, and I remember, what do you remember about him? Is it something similar?
I think it's the energy.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly like the year that I met him, but each time he just has this like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
I was like, "What's up? How are you?" And all that. So that energy is what I remember.
And he never forgets, like, names,
No.
last time we met.
No,
Those are the
no.
things that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you remember exactly when the last time we met.
Exactly. Such a shame. He left too soon.
Too soon.
So what are your hopes when people watch this film, Leo?
I hope that whoever watches this movie sparks a question in their hearts and in their minds
Yeah.
that they become to question themselves, what can we do to leave behind,
Ah, yes. What's our legacy?
what's our legacy? Because one of the professions that are able to achieve immortality is being an artist.
That's correct.
And I don't know, you can leave something behind for others to,
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. I was actually, I was reflecting on this as well, other than artists, because somewhat they're immortal. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Glenn, people will still listen to Glenn songs 50, 60, 70 years from now, perhaps, when the generation look back, or even actors as well, because they're there in
Yeah.
that film.
Yep.
Even though when they've already passed. And also writers, actually. Writers who just pour their thoughts into it. I read Marcus Aurelius from hundreds of years ago,
Yep.
and the thoughts are still here as well. So, that's really good. So this movie, in a way, one of the things that will make people think, what do you want to leave? Because I was also thinking just very recently how, people remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to Glenn, it feels like almost like you can never see when the end is coming,
Yeah.
but it almost feels like he already prepared like a legacy to leave
did.
behind. It seems like it because his
Yeah.
body of work was so good. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Exactly. Hey, we're gonna play a little game with you, by the way.
All right, cool.
To lighten things up a little bit because it is a bit of a somber topic
Yeah, it
whenever you try to remember
is.
Glenn. So
It
this one's a little bit
is.
more about you. It's gonna be a rapid question. So we're gonna put up two
Okay.
options without thinking too much about it.
All
You're
right.
just gonna tell us. I think we're gonna put it up on the big screen behind us, or
Right.
behind you guys.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you see it, you just make your choice and tell us why.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Go on.
The first one. There we go. These aren't going to be easy choices. Timo Chayano
Yeah.
or Lukman Sardi?
Which one do you choose?
Still Timo.
Timo, why?
okay.
Why?
I love action movies. I love doing action.
Yeah, what are the differences between them in terms of directing?
Timo is they're both very well managed, you know,
Right.
for time.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, I just like action.
Yeah. It's very subjective.
Yeah.
I'm always very impressed by somebody who can move from like in front of the camera
Yes.
and behind the camera as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Like
That's
seeing
Lukman,
how
right?
well, seeing how well they do it both. Like, that's always admirable to me. Okay, all right,
The
we've got
next
another
one.
Yes, let's go.
Boom.
This one's gonna be a little tougher. I'm gonna, this one's a
Abi
bit
and
tougher.
Reza, you work with them both,
yeah.
right? So which one?
Abimana.
I think I'm
Abi.
gonna know why. You know why? Because he loves action movies. No, really, why is it?
Why Abi?
He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Reza's also a great guy, but I don't know, I just connect with Masabi.
I understand. I've spoken to Abi before, and gosh, he's so woo!
Yeah.
Like again, energy, right?
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
energy, his intensity, his sincerity, his authenticity. He doesn't censor himself, and I guess that's why you can feel this comfort whenever you're with him.
I follow both. I know Reza. I haven't met Abi
Abi, yeah.
face to face, but I follow both, and I feel like Abi shows himself so little on social media,
Yeah.
but it seems because of that he's more genuine. Like he's just a very genuine guy.
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
when you get to know him, then you get to know the real him.
Yeah.
And a
Isn't it
sensitive guy as well.
Yeah, very
Very
sensitive.
Cool.
deeply sensitive.
All right.
There you go. Next.
One more. Last one is it's you, but it's it's like
Super
multiverse you.
Exactly.
You as a singer or you as an actor?
Actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why so?
I don't like the stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're shy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm shy.
Right.
But like when you're shooting, what people sometimes don't know is that there's a whole bunch of people there as well, and you still have to perform. Arguably, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
I would prefer the camera
Okay.
You prefer
rather
the
than live audience.
Okay. You can lose yourself in a role, right?
Yeah, that's true. But interestingly, why we gave this choice, singer and actor, because Leo once sang, by the
Yeah.
way, and we have the video.
Ah, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Where's the video? Where's the video? Ah, there you go. Can we hear it?
Wow, this is a duet.
It is. It was.
Bila ku kenang wajahmu, duhai cinta, enggan menawar.
Wow.
Okay, what song is this?
This is called Ratusan Purnama.
Okay.
It was the original soundtrack for Ada Apa Dengan Cinta.
Right. Oh, wow.
Okay, so some people don't even actually know that it's you singing
No,
the song,
they don't.
right?
I'm used to it. I'm used to people coming up to me, Bang, can I take a picture? Yeah. Wait, who are you? I don't know. Tell me, you're the one who asked for the picture.
Alright.
So what were you thinking of, when you were singing on stage there? Were you nervous?
I
Were
was
you-
nervous.
Really? And that was the point when you decided, nah.
I think
not
I-
kidding.
I'm good.
Well, you
Oh,
made the right
gosh.
choice, certainly, because you have won the Chitra Award 2 years in a row. So
Yeah.
that's certainly kind of cemented that your decision was the right one.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to win an award like this?
Yeah.
Twice, especially.
I was surprised to win because I was just out there to have fun in the production and did my best
It
for
wasn't
the
your ultimate
production.
goal to win.
Yeah.
It wasn't my ultimate goal, but they rewarded me with that, and I'm thankful for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see when I get another one, I guess.
Ah, I like that. I love it.
I don't know.
Well, on to the next.
Exactly. Why not, right? From all of the roles that you've played, which ones stay with you or you felt most comfortable? It was almost like slipping your hands into a nice fitted gloves.
In a positive way or in a negative way?
Both? Can be
In a
both.
negative way, I would say Seperti Dendam.
Oh.
I like that movie.
Great, yes. What was it?
I
What
loved
was it?
working with Ladia
Yeah.
Sheryl. I love working with the director,
Yeah.
Mas Edwin. But the role itself, I got to like release some of the inner monster in me, I guess.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
And the one when I had lots of fun,
Yeah.
well, that would be the big four.
Of course.
fun.
Woo! That was
Good
also Inner Monster, right?
Yeah. Well, no. It's more of my inner child.
Oh,
Yeah.
how fun is
All right.
that?
Well, Glenn Fredly, the movie, is being released on April the 25th.
Fifth.
Okay, that will be released in theaters nationwide. I want you to look at camera number 1 here, since you're so comfortable in front of the camera, and tell our viewers why we should go see this movie.
Yes.
All right. So why you should see Glenn Fredly the movie? It would be because we can, remember who Boom Glenn was.
Yes.
We can sing together. We can laugh together, and we can probably cry together.
Yep.
And maybe that movie would spark a question in ourselves. What can we leave behind?
Yes.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Looking forward to all that except the crying part. I know I hate crying in front of people. Anyway, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
by. It's
Leo.
great
Thank
catching up
you
with
for
you.
inviting
Again,
me.
and we hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday season.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a short break here on the program, but we have more updates for you when we return here on the C Morning Show. We'll be right back.